Get close to me.
I'm Bobby Lee Miller, and I'm here to help you do some cooking. And I'm going to be making chili. I know there's millions of kinds of chili out there. Everybody's got their own recipe, and that's fine. I love that. But I'm going to give you my recipe, or should I say my mom's recipe. She's the one that came up with this, and I always watched her cooking this when I was a kid. I would stand there right beside the stove watching her and say, don't put the onions in there, don't put peppers in there. Oh, I'm not going to eat that. And then I would tear it up when she served it. So, believe it or not, I grew up ended up loving onions and peppers, and how can you even think of cooking without putting onions and peppers in your food? So, this is going to be very basic. When I make this chili, it's more like a soup. This isn't your regular types of chili where it's really thick and hearty. This is a chili that is still hearty, but it's going to be more soupy. And then what I make with it is I make angel hair pasta, and then we put some cheese and some crackers. We make it just like your 5 ways, your 4 ways, your 3 ways, whatever, however you like to do that. So today's Valentine's Day, so I'm gonna make this for my lovely wife, Marty. And so when she comes home from work today, it'll all be done. So let's get right to it. So I'm gonna start out, I've got some garlic here. We're gonna get this all ready to go. Because I want to sweat my vegetables before I clean up, before I put any of my hamburger in there, or ground beef, whatever people like to call it. Some garlic in there. Okay, let's get to this onion. Have not figured out yet how to make an onion without making you cry. So anybody out there that has tips for me, I am always glad to take more tips. As I said, I'm a wannabe chef. I am not a chef. And then I just like to take this and give it a nice chop up. Look at that, I'm crying already. What are we gonna do? Okay, so whoever has some good tips on how to cut onions without crying, I'm all ears. Please send me your comments, let me know. All right, let's get this pepper going. Now, of course, I don't do the peppers like a lot of people. I don't like the seeds in there because the seeds hold a lot of the heat. Yes, I like to make a big mess when I cook. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. Is that what that means? No, I bet it doesn't. Alrighty. Boy, I cannot even express to you how important it is to have a good, sharp knife. That is the most important thing when it comes to cooking, boy, I tell you. For the chefs and the chef's wannabe, they'll probably all tell you that's the most important tool that you need. And you gotta do it right too. You gotta use your bear claw when you make this so you don't end up cutting your fingers. But actually you get more cuts with dull knives than you do with the sharp knives, because people tend to try to force it a little bit more when they have a dull knife, which causes you to end up cutting yourself. So we got our garlic, our onions, and our green pepper in there. So, a little olive oil. And let's get that on the stove. We'll start sweating that up. And what we mean by sweating is you want to get the aromatics of those vegetables to come out. So the best way to do that, throw in a little bit of oil, put it on a medium-high heat, and cook it. It's probably going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. And the way you'll find out is, of course, you're gonna get the nice aroma, but you're gonna look at the onions, they're gonna start to get, you're gonna be able to see through them a little bit. So let's get working on this. This is the tool that everybody needs. This baby, this chops up that hamburger for you with so much ease. You don't break your spatulas or anything. It's nice and hard, but it's plastic. So it gets in there and just chops everything up for you. So we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so the next ingredients we're gonna put in this chili, we're gonna use 1 can of tomato soup. And I like to use a large can. Okay, kidney beans, gotta have the kidney beans. I use 2 cans of those. We're gonna use some baked beans. And a can of tomato sauce, 15 ounce. And then here's my tomato soup. Family size. So that's a 26 ouncer, it says. So you can use whatever size you want, but that's what I'm using for today. Now I got all them nice aromas coming from the peppers, the onions, the garlic, the ground beef. Love that smell. So we have our meat in. We've already sweated our vegetables, our garlic, our onions, and our peppers, green peppers. So now we're gonna start adding in all of our liquids. Okay, so let's get that taken care of. First thing we got is chili powder. We need a nice amount of chili powder. So I got about an 1/8 cup in there. Cumin. Love my cumin. So I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons of the cumin. Okay, so I got all the ingredients in my chili that I want to put in there. So now I'm just waiting for a nice rolling boil on there. And then once I get that rolling boil on, then I'm gonna reduce the heat and just let it simmer for about 3 to 4 hours. And then once that's done, once those vegetables are nice and soft and the beans are nice and soft, then it's time to eat. And then what we're gonna make with this is angel hair pasta to go along with it. Love the angel hair pasta, only takes 4 or 5 minutes to cook and you're ready to go. So let's just take a couple minutes and clean up, and then I'll come back when we're ready to eat. Welcome back to Wannabe Chef. I'm your host, Bobby Lee Miller. Okay, so Marty's almost home. So the thing that I always gotta do, I gotta taste everything first to make sure it's gonna taste good for her. So I'm gonna make just a little bit of pasta for myself, and then we'll taste it. Something that I always end up doing when I go to check out soups is always burn my tongue. So let's see how this is. Oh, that's good stuff. She'll like that. Got a little kick on that one. Oh yeah, that's good chili. Okay, so let's go ahead and cook up some angel hair real quick. We'll plate it, taste it, make sure it's gonna be okay for her. The thing about angel hair pasta is you wanna eat it al dente. If you want to catch all the taste for that pasta, make it good. Now, I usually make my own pasta, but for today, I need to do it quick, so we're going to use box stuff. That's all right. We're going to use about 2 to 2.5 quarts of water, because you want plenty of water in there. You want that spaghetti to swim around a little bit so it doesn't stick to each other. So give it plenty of room. Throw a little salt in the water. So we got our angel hair pasta almost done. We got about 1 to 2 minutes left to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go ahead and rinse that off. I'm gonna do everything against the rules. I always do this, especially with my spaghetti. I don't like to have spaghetti with the crusty carbohydrate, whatever you wanna call it, that's left behind on there. So I rinse it. And I rinse it in cold water. I know. I got all the Italian chefs out there right now ready to kill me. But that's the way I like it. And so that's the way I do it. But I know you're supposed to take your pasta, throw it in the sauce, let it cook up, have some meatballs. but not with this one. We got chili spaghetti, and I'm gonna rinse that bad boy off. That's the way I like it. That's the way I'm gonna do it. Be right back. Okay, pasta's done. All right. So yes, what everybody does not want to see. Look away if you can't stand it. Gotta get all that carbs off of there. I just don't like how it tastes all pasty. Okay, so let's get a plate for this and let's get this bad boy out. Spaghetti. Chili. Oh yeah. You gotta get all the meaty goodness of it. You gotta get all the hearty stuff. And now the big test. And it's hot, so remember, it's very, very hot. The moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go, let's take our first taste. Oh, yes. That is gonna make my wife very, very happy when she gets home tonight. At least I hope so. So, I'm Bobby Lee Miller, the wannabe chef. I'll get to you next time. Talk to you soon.